So students, now in this video we will be discussing about the parallel combination of capacitors. So here I have taken two capacitors, they are joined parallelly. Let C1 be the capacitance of the first capacitor, C2 be the capacitance of the second capacitor, and Q1 is the charge present on the first capacitor and Q2 is the charge present on the second capacitor. This is the positive plate of the first capacitor and this is the negative plate, and this is the positive plate and this is the negative plate of the capacitor. Remember that in case of a parallel combination, the capacitors are joined to one potential V. Here the potential remains same for all these capacitors. Such type of combinations is known as the parallel combination, where they all are joined to one equal potential. So now we want to calculate the equivalent or the effective capacitance of the capacitors when they are joined in parallel. So here I can say that the charge, the expression for the charge will be given by C1V for the first capacitor, and for the second capacitor the expression for the charge Q2 will be given by C2 into V. Now the charge, the net charge on the equivalent capacitor after the combination will be given by Q will be equal to Q1 plus Q2. Is it clear? So we can say that CV will be equal to C1V plus C2V by putting the values of Q1 and Q2 here in this expression. And you can see that here V can be taken common. So we will get CV will be equal to V whole into C1 plus C2. And V will be cancelled, and the equivalent capacitance C you will get C1 plus C2. This C is known as the effective capacitance. Effective capacitance. Is it clear? So when two capacitors they are joined parallelly, then the effective capacitance you will get C1 plus C2. Similarly, I can say if n number of capacitors are joined in parallel, if n capacitors are there, if n capacitors are joined, then equivalent capacitance will become C will be equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3 up to Cn, where Cn is the capacitance of the nth capacitor. So this is the expression for the equivalent capacitance of a capacitors, n number of capacitors when they are joined parallel to each other. If 2 are joined, then it will be C1 plus C2. If 3 will be joined, then it will be C1 plus C2 plus C3. Okay. So this is all about your combination of the capacitors. Next, we will discuss about the energy stored in a capacitor. Energy stored in a capacitor. Is it clear? Energy stored in a capacitor means suppose first consider a capacitor, neutral one. between the two plates, an insulator is there. So now, suppose at any instant of time, here plus q prime and minus q prime is the charge present on the plate of the capacitor. And you want to transfer a charge. Let this is the plate 1, this is the plate 2, from plate 1 to plate 2. Then you have to do certain work. So what the work you will do in transferring the charge from this plate to this plate, that work done will be stored as the potential energy. Suppose after transferring the charge, after some time, the charge on the plate becomes plus q and minus q after transferring the charges. Is it clear? So now just see, from the first situation we will start. At any instant of time, q prime plus q prime and minus q prime is the charge present on the capacitor. And from here now, you want to displace an amount of delta q prime charge from plate 1 to plate 2. So in displacing the delta q prime amount of charge from plate 1 to plate 2, the work done will be given by delta W will be equal to V del Q prime. Is it clear? From where you will get the equation? Now we know that our potential V is equal to W by Q. So W equal to VQ. Let it be equation number 1. This is the work done in displacing a charge of delta Q prime. Let after some time the charges on the plate becomes Q plus Q and minus Q. So in displacing a charge, from 0 to Q, the work done will be given by total work done will be integration over delta W, and that will be equal to integration over V del Q prime limit over 0 to Q. The Q limit is from 0 to Q. And we know that this V, our C is equal to Q by V, hence V is equal to Q by C. So you will get, so initially our charge was there Q prime, W will be equal to integration over 0 to Q, Q prime by C into del Q prime. That will be equal to 1 by C integration over 0 to Q, Q prime, del Q prime. Now you have to integrate this Q prime, del Q prime. So when you will integrate it, you will get work done will be equal to 1 by C, this will be Q prime square by 2 limit over 0 to Q. and after putting the value of the upper limit and lower limit, you will get W will be equal to Q square by 2C. So this is the work done in displacing the charge from 0 to Q, so that here the charges on the two plates will arise as plus Q and minus Q. The work done is coming Q square by 2C. So this work done will be stored as the potential energy. So I can say that potential energy U will be equal to our Q square by 2C. So this is the expression for the potential energy of a capacitor. U is equal to Q square by 2C. Similarly, if I want to write the other forms of this energy, potential energy, I can say this U is equal to Q square by 2C and Q is equal to our CV. So you will get U is equal to C square V square by 2C. 1C will be cancelled and that will be equal to half CV square. So this is the another form of the potential energy, U equal to half CV square, and again this can be written like as half Q into V. This will be equal to half Q into V. So this is the other form of the potential energy stored in a capacitor. You can use the formula Q square by 2C or half CV square or half Q into V. In your problem, what will be the situation will be given to you. Accordingly, you use the formulas for the energy stored in the capacitors. Then next we will discuss about the energy density. Is it clear? So next heading will give the energy density. Energy density. Remember that the energy density is denoted by small u. Energy density means energy stored per unit volume. Is it clear? So here also is same, consider capacitor. Let this one is positive plate and this one is the negative plate. Let D be the separation distance between the two plates and A be the area of cross section of each plate. And here in this region, electric field is present. E is present. Okay. So we will start from the expression of the energy. We have our energy U equal to Q square by 2C. Is it clear? We will start from energy store U equal to Q square by 2C. And again we know that here let plus sigma and minus sigma is the surface charge density of the plate. So I can say that sigma is equal to Q by A, or our charge Q will be equal to sigma A. So putting the value of this Q in this place, you will get U will be equal to sigma A whole square divided by 2 into C. Is it clear? Give it as equation number 1. You see, in between the two capacitors, electric field is there, E, and we know that the expression for the electric field in between the two plates in a capacitor, E is given by E equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Is it clear? So from here you can also calculate what is the value of the sigma. From here I can say that sigma will be equal to E epsilon naught. Let it be equation number 2. So now we can use this equation 2 in equation 1 in place of sigma. So the value of the sigma will be equal to E into epsilon naught. So by putting this equation 2 in equation 1, you will get your U will be equal to E square epsilon naught square A square by 2C. Here again you can see that this C is the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor. That we also know that the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor C is given by epsilon naught A by D. This is the formula for the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So you can use the value of C here. So in place of C, I can write this is equal to epsilon naught A by D. Is it clear? And you can see here this epsilon naught 1A, this A, 1 epsilon naught will be cancelled. So what you will get? You will get U equal to E square here I am writing, we will get U equal to E square epsilon naught A into D divided by 2. Okay, and you can see that this A and D, A is the area of the each plate and D is the distance in which the electric field is present. That means A into D will give you the volume of the region in which the electric field is present. So this will be your V. So this implies that this U by AD is the volume will be equal to half epsilon naught E square, or this is our energy density, energy per volume. U will be equal to half epsilon naught E square. So student, this is the expression for the energy density of a capacitor, energy density, and expression for the